The following program is intended for mature, adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. You have been warned.
Welcome back to Flavored Enemy Tales of Vittore. It's been one heck of a ride, and you thought you all ride into heaven, but no. So, as we go around, we kind of say hello to everybody that we haven't seen in a while. I'd like to start us off with Tig. Tig, could you get us caught up on what is happening with you and tell us a little bit about your character?
Yeah, sure. My name is Antigone Florakis, but you can call me Tig. I am a Minister Warlock. I serve the judge. Where we ended last episode, we were in my hometown of Leaguemire. Shockingly, no one expected to be there, and it was being burned to the ground by the armies of Basrai. It was a great time for everybody. I was very upset. In the 4 years since that sort of time skip, I was able to help get my parents out of Leaguemire, as well as resettle refugees escaping the ever-encroaching armies of Basrai. That's primarily what I've been doing.
Okay. And Rover, could you tell us about what you've been up to and your recent, for lack of a better word, dalliances?
Well, when I left the library without being seen, I snuck onto the ship, managed to get Jolene and Angela all out of the brass tower, which I still don't understand. Gave the demon blood poison antidote to Alina, made sure the monks were safe, back at the monastery, came back, asked Jolene if she had any information on myself or any family connection. Still haven't heard back about that. Same thing with siblings or children. Then I hung around Douglas and I met someone. Her name's Eve Harvey. She's golden born, but gonna go with weirdly purple fur, and what's a snuggly wuggly bear? I have no idea what that is. Can someone please tell me what a snuggly wuggly bear?
And Glisse, what have you been getting up to in the past 4 years?
Oh, not much. Simply hunting down followers of the Bane and brutally torturing them for information about the location of any sort of connection to the Bane herself. The string of murders that has been seen on the east side of Basrai is entirely my doing. Nothing much.
Mm-hmm. And Roast, what have you been getting up to?
I am trying to pay off my debt still. Talk to my parents, like see if they're still alive and kicking, because after a timeline collapsed, it wasn't a good time. Talk to the swindler, pay some visits to old friends, and then probably get the detective agency that he wants to set up in Alterus before he leaves.
Okay. And Ifrin, how about you? What have you been getting up to?
I spent a little bit of time with just about everybody. I went home, spent some time with my mom and my brother. Decided to get into all sorts of shenanigans with everybody, kind of write out everybody's stories. Mostly.
Good.
I also caused a lot of trouble. I'm not sure what I did, though.
And how about you, Quincy? What have you been getting up to in the past 4 years?
Well, I mean, after we made landfall, made sure Jolene was okay, and then I liberated the town of Colt to get my horses and my dogs back. There was some tension, but you know what? I'm gonna skip over that. 'Cause that was very lonely 10 months of my life. But, you know what? We're all the better for it. Because, yeah, now things are back to the way they were, plus, we've been taking care of Angela. Jolene and I, have been taking care of Angela. Sometimes I think I can see Drian out the corner of my eye, but, when I go to look, he's gone. Maybe I'm just seeing things. I've also, finally managed to put together that grappling hook gun, so that's fun. A lot of other little side projects. And, helping to fight a war.
Speaking of side projects, I'd like to introduce a semi-new character, Banjo. Banjo, could you tell us a little about what's happened during the 4 years since everything that took place on the moon? Specifically, what happened during those 10 months where tensions were high?
All right. Well, me and Quincy know each other real far back from when we grew up in Basrai. I was a little bit of an older brother to him, though as a halfling, I'm a little shorter, but we've had a special kind of kinship. In the time between, I suppose Banjo has been performing at various stages with his girlfriend Harmony and his wonderful troupe of bards, the Bardi. And, well, he recently got some good news. Though, that good news comes at a cost, knowing that he has to reach Spokestad in short time. And he's lamenting what that means for him and his relationship.
And Aurora has spent these past 4 years getting to know a little bit more about herself and trying to rationalize lethal force and its uses. And primarily, she was looking for the love of her life, who she remembers from the destroyed timeline, but this person doesn't remember her. So, when she shows up in Spokestad and she finds Callie Kay, she doesn't expand upon what she knows, her previous memories. Instead, she tries to start just building something new, and she does. And just for you all to know, this is my girlfriend, Callie. Callie, could you introduce yourself to the rest of Andromeda here?
Hi, Andromeda. I'm Callie Kay. You might have heard me from some of my hit songs. They're played all over Spokestad right now. Rory has been telling me so much about each and every one of you, and I'm so excited to be part of the team. I have been sort of going around, barding it up, inspiring rebellion in these little tiny towns that Basrai has sort of taken over. And then Callie found me in not Callie, I'm Callie, that would be silly. Rory found me in Spokestad and, told me that you guys are getting ready to actually get into the big part of the war. We definitely want in to smash Marcus Demon's face, so here I am! Rory, you're so sweet for introducing me to your friends. Okay, wait. I want to guess. You're Ghost, right? Foxman? Foxy? I love you. Big Q, right? You have to be Quincy. I think you have to be Quincy, right? She told me you're tall and blonde, and she didn't tell me you were gorgeous, though. Oh, sorry.
What?
You're Ifrin, right? Oh, and you must be Glissé. I've heard so much about you. I'm so excited. And oh, hi down there. Trover, right? Trover? Did I get that right?
Yes. That's
And
me.
there's supposed to be one more. Tig. Oh, you're tall. Wow. Hi. Nice to meet you, everyone.
How's it going?
Yeah, no,
Well, everyone, this is Callie. She's going to be helping us. And I'm excited for all of us to work together. As far as I'm aware, we're supposed to be meeting the Empress and the rest of the Blood Court in the High Court hall to meet our lieutenants who will be traveling with us. And figuring out more
The
information.
Empress, you say, as I look
Yeah.
over at Quincy.
yeah,
Okay.
the Empress.
That's fine.
So, does anyone need to do anything before we get started?
I want to know whose bright idea it was to like put me in charge of like other people.
I
Certainly
mean,
not mine.
reputation can often precede people.
Reputation does a lot versus, intelligence.
No, that would be the Empress's idea. Definitely not mine. Ifrin, absolutely not. If it were up to me, I would just send you with a little parachute, and you could just drop down into the city and wreak havoc. And I'd probably send
I don't
Quincy along.
I don't think that's how I do things, but I would definitely probably make something explode.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I do have one question.
Oh,
Yeah, you were the one behind Smash the Crown, right? The hit single, Callie?
oh no.
Yes, that was me. Oh my god, I'm so
Oh my
happy
God.
you heard of me. Thank you, you're amazing.
You know-
I love that song.
Eve actually showed me that song.
That's a fire single, if I have to say so myself.
But by the way, what does everybody
You-
think of my new look? And
You all-
see his
Alright.
beard
Do
is
all of you
trimmed and
listen
has-
to the Arcana cast? Is that a thing? We didn't realize
I know
it was
Eve
popular.
does.
I mean, ever so
I'll listen to
often,
whatever.
you know, I travel around a lot. Don't have much else to do.
Oh, certainly. I take the time to listen to any up-and-coming bard. Absolutely.
What did you describe as Trover's new look?
So Trover has a trimmed beard. His hair is slicked back, and there's two braids going right above his ear, back on either side, going back into a bun. And you can tell he did not do this. It was clearly done by somebody else.
Well, you certainly clean up pretty good, Trover. I always thought you might.
I did make
So-
a new gourd.
Perhaps we should head up and, meet the blood court that's waiting for us.
Yeah, wouldn't want to keep them waiting. They only have all eternity.
Pig's gonna quietly elbow Quincy. Be like, behave.
So
Yeah.
as you all start working your way up towards the blood court, what's everyone doing as you guys are working your way up there? Keep in mind that you all kind of, for the first time, really meeting back up together. You haven't really been in huge amounts of contact during these past 4 years.
Trover's gonna poke Quincy and go,
Quincy, I have a quick question.
Yeah?
What's a snuggly one?
Oh, I mean, Jolene called me that once, but...
Because Eve keeps calling me that, and I have no idea what it's been.
It's meant to be like it's meant to be like a term of endearment, you know, like how some people call someone honey or dear.
Okay, because the last time I flirted with somebody was over.
I see.
Just for reference, I finally remembered I'm 301.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
No, I look 30. It's weird. I still haven't figured that out yet.
Wild. Utterly wild.
I think Quincy is kind of taking in everyone, because, you know, like, when you think of people, you remember them the way they were the last time you saw them, and so even the little changes that have happened are, like, a little surprising for Quincy, the way it always is when you meet someone new. He takes some solace in that Banjo is as fashionable as ever.
One thing that you do notice, one thing that you do notice as you're walking along, and Aurora's now on the other side of you, is the full-fledged neck tattoo from right underneath the bottom of the ear, all the way down to the collarbone.
Oh,
And you can see like it's an entire like viney looking flower group that just kind of runs up behind the ear.
Damn.
well, I never thought I'd see the day where Aurora, of all people, got a tattoo.
I love that for her.
All right. You know, Callie convinced me. I really liked the art, and you know, what better way to show really good artmanship than everywhere you go, right?
Yeah. I actually
Yeah.
got a tattoo myself.
Really,
Oh?
Quincy.
Yeah, it's,
Really, Quincy, you.
Yeah.
That's. I figured you would get one at least, but can I ask what it is?
yeah.
Please tell me you didn't get Jolene's name on you.
No, well,
Ask
I
where
almost
it is.
Did. I almost did, but well, it's a little awkward to show because it's on my ankle. I got myself one of those magic tattoos that let you summon an animal to you.
Now. You should know better. You do not show ankles in public.
Oh yeah. Can you even
obviously.
imagine the scandal that would happen if you showed an ankle
I'm
in
literally
public?
wearing sandals. My ankles are showing all the time.
Trover, this
That's
is
why
the
you're-
biggest amount of sarcasm that I can
Yeah,
possibly bestow.
Right.
Trevor, put those bad boys away.
Like it's like vaudeville, Trover. It's the intention. It's
Right.
not the
My-
ankle
my
itself
boots that I
that's
had on the
moving,
moon
it's
kinda
removing
broke.
everything around it.
Oh, I think I saw those in Adela's. They're called Birkenstocks, right?
Yes.
What's happening?
He
Actually, they're not
introduced me
sponsored.
into them. I still don't know why.
Does that mean they're
Birkenstocked?
Birkenstocked?
But I'm not showing it.
Wow.
But
You guys-
anyway,
you
I
guys
can,
are right.
yeah. Anyway, I can magically teleport Apple to me whenever, so I'm not gonna go through, having to leave her behind somewhere again.
Yeah, I want to approach Callie real quick and just be like, I'm happy you brought about this change in Aurora. I think that's a good fit right there.
Oh, is she like super different? Because like I didn't like she was a little bit you know, I mean she was into it. Like we were anyway.
I never knew
change
Aurora.
exactly.
I didn't know her real well, but this seems like a step in the right direction.
Allie, how long have
Okay.
you and Aurora been like dating?
Oh, we've been together like a year now. Babe, it's been a year, right?
Yeah. 1 year, 3 months, and 14 days.
She's the one that keeps track of all
That's
that.
cute. I like that.
I was like
really
this
good,
close to
Aurora.
saying she would know the exact day.
I love that.
almost
for
said
them.
it out loud before she said it.
I met Eve 2 years ago.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's very exciting for you, Trevor. I'm really glad that you met someone.
And you can
Let's
see
put it this
his
way.
cheeks slightly turn red.
Yeah, it's weird.
As you guys near the top, getting into the high court of the blood court, you see this very, very huge looking ogre. However, you can see some of the flesh on his stomach is kind of rotting a little bit. There's some bone exposed on the cheek. He says, "Oh, hi. Sorry, meet you. I bring you in."
All right.
Bert?
Hi,
did you say?
Bert.
Hi, Bert.
You seem incredibly kind, Bert.
Me, Bert.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are,
that's
Bert.
your name. All right.
That's your name. Let's, Bert, can you lead us to wherever we're supposed to be going?
Yes.
All right.
Bert, gonna have to speak a little bit more clearly.
Yeah. Bert, you cut out a little bit, but We get the gist. We'll follow you.
Yeah, we'll follow you.
Yeah, we'll follow you.
As Bert kind of leads you guys into the blood quartz chambers, you can see surrounding all of you is at the high chair is Empress Eleonora, she seems to be about 14 years old. She's got really dark hair with a singular streak of gray that runs at the front. In addition to that, you can see that on her left is Avenir, the Avenging Wraith, who is a spectral-looking wraith with glowing robes and a spectral sword across the back. On the Empress's right is a skeleton with a red wizard's hat on, who is currently trying to eat noodles with chopsticks, but is finding it impossible to do with bony fingers. In addition to that, there's also, on the right of the skeleton, you see a zombified orc who's wearing fur mantle and it looks extremely ripped. And you can see that he just looks really angry. And on the left side of Avenir, you can see our final member, who looks to be a moon elf, but not a vampire like the rest of them. Although this one has bright, bright lime green eyes. Almost a lot like M, for those of you who remember her. Oh, well, Andromeda, it's good to see you all again, Quincy. Great to see you alive.
Yeah.
I am a little upset that, well, you returned one of my followers still alive. I kind of was hoping that you might take care of an issue, but, well, I suppose we'll just have to make do.
Are you speaking of Mr. Rose?
Let me just be clear. It's a stay of execution, because right now we have a bigger fish to fry.
Yes,
We're all officially drinking from the gourd. Just
I'll let my friend's more measured tongue describe the situation.
I'm not going to be here to chastise you for much longer. Instead, I'm going to give you a very brief description of what it is that Spokestop and the alliance between us and Avandra is asking you all to do. Give you the resources and necessary manpower to be able to do said thing, and then let you take your creative liberties when it comes to exactly how it is you're going to achieve said thing. Now, first, Rick, would you mind giving us a brief rundown of what it is exactly we have planned for Andromeda?
Yeah, sorry, head name's Click. Sorry, I don't know if any of you guys know me. I've seen a couple of y'all around, but, that's not important right now. Once again, my name's Click, and, I'm a wizard. A pretty good one, too, but I don't want to toot my own horn. I would, but I don't have breath, so, now, plan, okay? So, as you all know, the Cerulean Sea is really jacked up right now. And when I say really jacked up, I mean there's lots of boats in there with lots of cannons and lots of cannonballs flying everywhere to all the boats. So, maybe not the best way to send you all. As far as teleportation magic, well, that's all kinds of finicky now that the followers of the Bane are laying low on all the different way lines. Way station, ley lines, who knows? Anyways.
Nexus points, ley lines.
Yeah, you get the idea. So they're aware when teleportation is coming in, so it doesn't really help any kind of stealth missions. So, we came up with a brilliant plan. Instead of going through the Cerulean Sea, you go the other way. I know,
checks
genius,
out.
right?
Yeah, that checks out.
So,
What,
here's
what do
the
you
thing.
mean, go the other way?
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. You're gonna go around the southern edge of Chrysanthia. Instead of going through the Cerulean Sea, you're going to skirt along the edge of the Radiant Void, and you're going to head up to the other side with Bashrai. And then from there, you all have to come up with an idea about where exactly you want to land from. But I'm going to tell you right now that the Cerulean Sea is locked down, so you need to stay away from there. Now, this is where the fun part comes in. We've got you all a ship, crew, and some allies to take along the way. We have only one thing that we want you all to do. Avandra and Spokestot have a alliance set up, and we set up a plan to keep all of the citizens in our different cities safe from Marcus Demon. He has a really powerful magical item, one that could wipe out entire cities if we didn't have them protected. So, as you'll see right now, he points to Avenir. Avenir is currently holding concentration on a spell. Avenir's got another 2 hours before I swap, and it's my turn. And they're doing the same thing over in Avandra. This spell keeps the item that Marcus Demon has from being used. However, it requires myself and the rest of the Blood Court to alternate who's controlling the spell, because it has to be up at all times. And the same thing over in Avandra with some of their more powerful casters. Now, if that magic item were to be removed from the hands of Marcus Demon, myself and the rest of the Blood Court, as well as Avandra and all of their extremely powerful warriors and leaders, will be able to join the fight and push back Boss Rai. So, we would like you all to get this magic item from Marcus Demon. You don't need to fight him. You don't need to kill him. You just need to get the item from him.
What's the item?
I'm
Agreed,
curious.
Tig. What is the item that we have to get?
Yes. Well, it's a very, very interesting little rod. It's.
Oh, is it just a little rod? That should be fine then.
If it's in his pants, I'm not grabbing it.
I mean, I always suspected he had a very little rod, but...
all right. All right.
All the innuendos, yes.
I feel bad about
all
it.
The innuendos.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate all the innuendos, but, you know, I'm trying to get to this little briefing here. It's my first time giving a real briefing to things that are still alive. I'm sorry, Heartbeat.
Click, you're doing all right.
Still
Just
alive.
take a moment, calm yourself, recenter, go again.
How would things that are still alive
Doing
be
well.
any different from things that are undead, unalive?
Well, y'all are a bit more of a lively audience.
I get it.
Sorry, what
Better
you
tricks.
saying about undead?
Okay, so I'll make this really simple. So the magic item in question is a rod that this Marcus Demon got during the Felrai party. We don't know much about it other than it's really powerful, and it's known as the Rod of the High Hold. That's at least what he calls it. We know that it's made of some kind of material that is not from Vittore, and it's any attempts to identify it comes up with redacted. So,
Wait.
Mhm.
Kind of like Ghost thing.
Kind of like this, and I summon Aftercut.
It's made of the same material, actually.
What's the material?
We don't know. We can't identify
It's redacted.
That's understandable. Worth a shot.
Wait,
Couldn't even find it in the library.
are they from
What's
the
up, Trevor?
same material as in, like, they were made in the same
Where-
process, or?
Where did you get Aftercut?
All right. So, real quick, like I said, they're made of the same material. Like, you know, this sword over here is made with iron, and this mace over here is made with iron. Those two things are made with the same material. It doesn't look like they're forged the same way, but they were made of the same material. And for those of you who are spellcasters, this rod allows Marcus Demon to cast what is essentially a meteor swarm spell at 10th level with unlimited range.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Would I know, is this like equivalent, say, to what you're doing with the Shyrethen project?
Roll me an insight check.
Ooh, first roll of the new
What's
part
roll?
2. Ooh.
That'll be a 22.
Nice.
Let's go.
Seeing Aftercut and hearing about the Rod of the High Hold, in conjunction with all of your memories being back, you realize that you were seeing the same kind of material when the Eschaton project was being demilled. That it's the same stuff.
Great.
The same bright cyan afterglow colored metal.
Love that. Love that. Okay.
Broder's gonna walk over to Ghost and just stare at Aftercut.
So, it's pretty straightforward. We just want you to go there, get the item, and get out of there. Once that's done, then we can regroup and join the fight. So it's up to you all to figure out the best stealthy way to get there. Now, your counterparts, the Novatori, have been given a much more simplistic yet dangerous mission. For your guys' knowledge, just so you guys kind of have an idea goes, they're going to Alteris to take on that city, and their job is to make as much noise as possible to get Boss Rye drawn out over there. Marcus Demon won't leave Frosthelm, but the army will. So the idea is that the Novatori will draw them all out, get the armies over there, and you all will just have to contend with the small guard and Marcus Demon himself. That's pretty simple, straightforward, and dangerous, but I have confidence in
Quick
you all and your
question.
abilities.
What do you consider small?
Well, he has a personal guard of 500, but they're stretched thin right now, so you should be only expecting 25.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
look
you know,
at,
500 stretched over a city is not a lot.
I look at Trover and I give him a nice little soft punch in the chest, and I say, "Small is whatever they think it."
I would punch you
we
back,
are.
but I might knock you over.
And he just stares at you.
So, now, well, you've all met one of your lieutenants already. This is Bert. He's going to be going along with you. And each one of you have been placed in command over a lieutenant and their small squad. And each of them has a small squad that you can use however you see fit to accomplish your mission. And that's pretty much it. One of your lieutenants is already down at the docks with all the rest of the lieutenants with his ship. So he should be able to get you all set up.
I love ships, so this will definitely be fun for me.
And he starts drinking from the gourd again.
Whose idea was it to put anybody in charge again? To put me in charge again?
And Miss Antigone Slackus, that's you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's your lieutenant. This is Bert.
Hi, Bert.
Oh, hi, Bert.
I look forward to working together.
I think Bert's a man of few words.
I think so too, and that's all right. I can accept that.
I like Bert.
He seems delightful. It'll be a good time.
Is there anything else that you need from the rest of us? No, I think that should be just about everything. Did anyone else have any questions for myself or any other members of the Blood Court? Sans Avenir, of course, he's still concentrating on the smoke.
Do we know who the lime-eyed?
She has not spoken a single lick.
I didn't know if that was just like, oh, we knew who it was because of. You know.
You could tell that she looks similar to M, but she's not M.
I'm still staring at Aftercut.
I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name talking to the lime-eyed folk.
Oh, well, yes, I apologize. I'm a little bit new to this.
That's all right.
Well, suffice it to say, I'm new to representing my family on the Blood Court. My name is Cecilia Shyrethen.
It's nice to meet you.
Wait, what?
My name is Cecilia Shyrethen.
Noted.
It is nice to meet you. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. It's just I like to know who I'm working with. I think that's reasonable.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is there
I
a-
agree.
Passing resemblance to someone I once knew.
Yeah, you resemble an old friend of ours.
Mordecai.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mordecai is my niece.
That would explain it. How's she doing?
Well, a lot better now that she's taken over Whispertrail Tower.
Oh, that's exciting that she's taken over. I assume from her father.
Yes. Serpent's rest his soul.
Yeah.
Let's rest his
Judge
soul.
bless him.
I'm just gonna kind of look around and say,
Yes. Resting soul.
And then real quick, you said that Avenir has a sword.
Avenir does have a spectral-looking sword on his back.
Is that the same sword as the sword Raph has?
No.
Okay.
It looks
That was
similar, but it's definitely not the same thing.
It's decidedly not the one. I just wanted to know if he had repossessed that bitch ass sword. All right. Well, I don't have any other questions. I don't know if the rest of y'all do. If you do, speak up.
Actually, who's commanding the ship?
It's a good question. I certainly am not.
No, it's one of your lieutenants has a little experience in sailing. You'll meet
I
him
have a little
when you get down.
experience.
We'll meet him when we get down to the dock.
Yes, he should be waiting at the docks.
Wonderful.
All right.
And is that where we'll find the rest of the lieutenants?
Yes, they're all already on the ships, and as well as the small squads.
Anybody else have anything? Glisse? Ghost?
Oh, hey, Glisse, you mind if I talk to you real quick?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, a couple of my friends that work for me, because I do necromancy, but like, it's consensual all the way around. We like to have deals. That's not important right now. So they told me that you saved them, some of the spies from some boss spies soldiers in the east side. So I wanted to extend my gratitude, and offer you this. And he holds out a small black glass ball.
I take it.
Huh?
Thank you.
Of course. It's enchanted. It's a single use, 300-foot range. You throw it at your feet, and a black cloud will envelop you, and you'll appear at a point in your choice within 300 feet.
That will definitely find its use at some point.
Yeah,
Thank
sounds
you.
good. I'm glad I can be of some help. I'm sorry I can't be out there on the front lines with you. Hopefully, if you guys succeed, I will be able to be.
I'm sure you'll be there at some point. Just keep faith.
Many hands make light work.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Well, I do have a bucket of hands at my house, so that should be helpful.
Great.
What flavor?
Wonderful.
You're a necromancer, right?
No, I do not romance necks. No.
No. Necromancer. Raising the dead, seeing spirits, right?
Oh yes, I am a necromancer.
Then can you see them?
and he's pointing over his shoulder where he can see Ivy and Frederick.
Can you see them?
No, but I'm also not, casting a spell to look right now because I have to save all my mana for the.
Understandable.
And he's just gonna side eye, but then look back aft cut and look at Ghost.
How did you get this sword?
So, question for V before I start talking about this: do I get my memory from the day that Sog took over, or is that still completely blank?
Yes.
All right.
You and Sog had figured that out.
All right. Cool. I got it from Jimothy back ages ago, actually.
Wait.
Jimothy, and you can see that Trover has like a confused look on his face.
Can you describe him for me, smidge?
All tried to, successfully and unfortunately sold me a credit card. Runs a multi-chain shop.
He looks like
Yep.
someone who Galise wants to stab.
Which I don't blame them for
You
wanting
really
to.
want to
That's a
stab.
long
Question.
list.
I have
Mira.
We say
Yeah,
has
that's
stabbed
Has
Timothy?
that? Oh my gosh, you've
Wait,
got
hold
to
on,
tell us
huh?
about that.
We'll come
It
back to
didn't
that
do
in a
it.
second. And Ghost
It
points
only
over to
made
Glisse.
Hmm?
I said, we'll come back to that in a second, as then I'm pointing over at you while I'm still looking at Trover.
Yes, pardon.
But yes, mirror is the trigger word, and Ghost kind of tosses up Aftercut and sends it to the pocket dimension.
Been a while since I. But we best head out. And he just starts. He looks at the Empress. Can I leave your Highness?
Yeah. Can you what?
I'm asking for permission to leave because
Oh
I
yes,
didn't want to be rude. Thank you.
You
And he just
are all dismissed.
walks
Go forth.
off.
Have
Excellent.
fun.
I'm
Good
leaving.
luck.
Ghost is gonna catch up to Trover, and he's gonna look down at him and be like, "So, judging from how you're staring and what you stated, I'm guessing you know something about this?"
And without looking at him,
Yeah, it used to be mine.
That's wild, I guess. How'd you end up, or how did Jimmy end up with it again?
He's the one that gave it to me. And my dit was playing a card game for a map.
Fucking Jimothy.
All I knew is apparently it shows in the hands of those that need it. And I was a transfer point. I don't know what that means.
Then why did it
Now
pick?
you have it.
I don't know why it picked me then. This is interesting, I guess. Something I should probably look for more into.
That's literally all I knew. And it's pretty badass. You can do some strange things with it.
Oh yeah, I know. I can throw it, stab somebody, and just summon it back into my hand. You know, it's fun.
Question, have you tried going with it yet?
I thought about it, but I don't know if it works in that way because I'm sending the sword itself into its own pocket dimension, so I don't know if I can tag along with it.
Best you don't.
You should
and he
definitely.
just keeps walking.
I think that would be fun.
Trust me, it's not.
And he gets like a glazed look on his face where it looks like he's seen some strange.
Okay,
It
let's
was very trippy.
Yeah, let's not do that then.
Would there be answers in this other place, or would it just be more mysteries?
There were so many questions.
And he looks at you with like wide eyes and it kind of signals. It's like one of those talk to you later kind of things. Just smiles and just looks back forward.
We should probably get a move on to the docks then.
Absolutely. The less time I spend in this place, the better off all of us will be. Let's
All right,
go.
everybody, go on, get.
Yeah.
Grover's gonna look at Tig.
So, Tig, what have you been up to?
Resettling refugees. It's been very exciting stuff, let me tell you.
Yeah, Douglas
Basically-
is kind of busy right now.
Yeah, my parents are
Eve is helping
doing as well
out.
as they can. Yeah, I appreciate that Eve's been helping out. I've talked to her a little bit about it.
He turns red again.
She's very sweet, Trover. She's a nice lady. But yeah, I was able to get my parents sort of set up there. It was a little tense for a while, but we're doing better, I think. Yeah. How are you? How's it been aside from, I guess, Eve?
Well, after making sure the
Yeah.
monks were okay, they started getting a new inflow of students, and apparently one of their old students came in, but she came in to help for a while, and then when I left, it was basically trying to get info on me and possibly if I have any family or relatives. But seeing that I'm 301 years old, I doubt that. So
No.
it's just been me and Eve, and being who I am, I didn't ask how old she was because that's kind of rude.
It is a little rude, I'll give you that, but it's polite.
And the other thing, since it's been like 120, it's kind of weird.
I can understand how that would be an adjustment. Quick question for the DM. Can you remind me what the date is presently? Because I know we're
yes.
in 425.
It is the 14th of Sun's Edge and 425 of the Age of Stars.
That is useful for me. Thank you.
And Aurora looks at you guys and says,
No, it's been a long time since we traveled along together and everything. And well, lots happened since then. But I am glad, really, truly, to be traveling alongside you guys again. And I promise I've changed a lot, and I'm here to help in every way I can. And I truly do mean every way I can.
Hey, you've always been helpful. You've just grown a lot. So you're just more helpful, you know? That's how life works.
That's how age works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she kind of leans away from Callie and looks at you all and says, and whatever you all do, never ask Callie to give me bardic inspiration, ever, in the middle of
And
the
why
fight,
would
okay?
that be? I would love to know why you
would
don't
love
want
to know
Callie
this,
to
too.
give you bardic inspiration. That sounds like a
Oh,
great
babe, you want
story.
some bardic?
Yeah,
I
Kelly,
grab
can you give her
some
some bardic,
I
please?
grab Aurora and dip her into just the most passionate of kisses for 5 seconds, and then pull her back up. There you go, babe. Love you.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh.
You see Aurora right come up like red as a tomato, and just like holding her staff with both hands.
Gosh,
That-
you're...
that-
Now, Aurora,
is-
do you feel inspired right now?
Yeah, yeah, sure do. Hey, look, a boat!
I'm gonna give
Callie, I have a
Aurora
question.
a hug, like a sidearm hug, like
I have a,
oh, I'm just giving you shit for no good reason.
I have a
what were you
question,
saying, Lucy?
Callie. Callie, I have a question. Doesn't bardic inspiration require that you use an instrument?
Yeah, the instrument's my tongue.
All right, everyone, look, a boat!
All right.
You know,
Good
you're
to
probably not the
know.
only one I know with a good
Ugh.
tongue.
Oh,
Good to
that's
know
the
that.
first
Yeah.
laugh I've had
It-
in literally
Y'all made my
3
drink go up
years.
my nose.
As you all approach the docks, you see a skeleton, but like a weird looking skeleton. This one looks like it was once a knoll, and there are vestiges of skin. They're still hanging from the bones. With a pirate's hat sitting on top of the head, very loose, very, very messed up. He says,
Oh, hello, everyone. I'm Chiefburger, and I do the sailing here and there. Welcome to my ship.
Say your name
And-
again.
Oh yeah, my name's Chief Burger.
Chief Burger. Okay.
Trover's gonna stop and look at him.
Chief Burger, may I board your ship?
You may absolutely board my ship. Oh, and for anyone who is curious on the name of my ship, well, I didn't think of anything good, and so I asked the crew, and they said that we should call it With Cheese.
Wait, that is
With
perfect
cheese.
because now we're gonna cut cheese.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That was a
Chief
good one, Trophy. Good job.
He is
Chief
like
Burger, I'm so
giggling.
glad that you're in charge of this ship. I
You
really
seem
am.
like a
No, the
pleasant
ship is called
individual.
Cheese. He is just Captain Burger.
Oh, I will be using his full name because that's the kind of other chief.
So
Cheeseburger.
you're Captain
No, first name Chief, last name Burger.
but right, but
No
you're
captain.
the captain of a
Yes.
ship, right?
I am Captain, so Captain Burger.
So you're Captain. Okay.
Okay.
Captain Burger of the Cheese.
Of the cheese.
How
Wonderful.
would you?
Are
How would
you
you
all right
feel
if-
if I called you Burger Captain?
What kind of cheese?
also works.
You dealing pepper jack, Colby?
Different hush.
That's...
I'm
Yeah,
glad
the
to
Gouda
hear
kind.
that. The good.
You know, Gouda is pretty good with some wine.
Ah,
I'm sure it is, Trover.
I like.
So,
these
I mean,
guys.
I can
don't
wine
know.
for you.
So, General Ghost, it's good to meet you. I am your lieutenant.
Pleasure meeting you as well, Captain. Would you mind if I called you Berg?
Oh, that's perfectly fine with me. Now,
Excellent.
should I take you on deck? We can set sail and I can introduce you to the other lieutenants.
that sounds
yeah.
delightful. Let's
Absolutely.
And if you need help with anything on the ship, let me know. I've done that before as well.
What?
So,
Okay.
As have
I'll
I.
help out if you need.
I want to meet
Need
this
any
dude,
help?
whoever I'm supposed to be leading. How do you guys be leaders?
Yeah.
I can't
You
think of it.
can't what?
No idea.
Maybe don't ask that question in front of the crew.
Yeah, that would be step number 1, Ifrin, is to not ask the
Confidence.
people you're leading how to lead them directly.
Be confident.
I feel like it'll play off real well.
It absolutely
So-
will not. Do not do this.
Chief Burger brings you on deck. The crew lift up the anchor and they start setting sail. And we will cut over to Glisse. Glisse, you see Chief Burger kind of walk over your lieutenant to you, and he is this very it's impossible really for a skeleton to be muscular, but you can tell just by the way he carries himself that he used to be jacked whenever he was alive. He's got big plate armor on and a giant sword across his back, and a tattered red cape that's kind of like a half cape that's just resting on his shoulder. And he walks over and he kind of like puts his hand across his chest and he says, "I am Sir Cree, at your service."
You can stand. That's
I am grateful, thank you.
glad to hear you're grateful. What was your expertise? What is your expertise? Any notable
I am-
accomplishments, achievements? How
I
would you
am
describe yourself on a good day, a bad day?
yes.
Favorite Scrabble
I-
word?
What is this Scrabble you speak of?
Scrabble? Scrabble is when you take the intestines of a person you've just killed and throw them on the ground to determine some sort of divinatory meaning for the next day. That's Scrabble. Anyone who
I-
tells you that Scrabble is a game for literary persons is lying to you.
Well, in that case, I am sad to say that I have never engaged in such Scrabble. I, however, do have plenty of experience in combat and in horse-mounted combat. And I suppose, in addition to that, I also have experience in ranged combat.
And how comfortable are you in different sets of armor?
Absolutely comfortable. Light armor, plate armor, whatever have you. I am also capable of casting a little bit of magic, that which helps me to banish the followers of the Bane to the void.
That will be useful for temporarily discorporating Bane members. It's not a permanent solution, as I would prefer, but
No, you
I
are
suppose it
mistaken.
will work.
I do not mean banish in the sense of sending them to another domain. I mean banish as in to remove them from this realm and all other realms entirely.
That works. Are you willing to change out of that armor that you are wearing currently into stealth armor?
Absolutely. It would be an honor.
Do so now. Thank you.
He drops his armor right there.
I see that over the weeks that it will take to get around the Radiant Void and back to the eastern side of Chrysanthia, we'll have to work on your critical thinking skills and planning ahead. Go find someone private to do that. Thank you.
Once. And he gathers his things and heads off. And next, we will head to Clover. Clover meeting his lieutenant. As you are walked down below decks to a small cabin, and you can smell the smell of sage burning. And you can also catch a whiff of that might be death that you're actually smelling, like actual bottled, literal death.
He kind of
as,
smiles and thinks of Gahul.
one of the ship's doors open. The ship crew opens the door, and you see the back of a young woman, clad in red, and you can see black hair kind of sitting on her shoulders. And she kind of turns around and looks at you, and you see a withered side of her face and black pitch eyes. And you're uncertain whether or not there are even eyes there. It might just be empty, hollow sockets that you can't see the backs of. When she smiles at you, and you see her skin around the corner of her mouth separate when she smiles. Um, hello. Sorry. Name's Emily Sage. It's an honor to meet you, and I am excited to do my part.
He kind of chuckles. You remind me of an old friend of mine. Nice to meet you.
To meet you too.
It'll
I had
be
a whole
entertaining
speech
to-
prepared. I seem to have lost it. Hold on.
And she
He
kind
holds
of
up his hand.
she shifts her head, and she kind of fishes through her neck, and she pulls out a piece of bloody paper.
Oh, just give me a
He
second.
is giggling. Hold on. Hold on.
Yes.
You don't have to do the speech if you don't want to, but you definitely remind me of my old friend Cahool.
No, apologies. I'm new to this whole, lieutenant thing. I usually work by myself.
That's how a lot of people are. It's understandable. It takes time to get used to new people.
Alright. Well, like I said, my name's Emily Sage. I'm a spellcaster by trade with a lot of history with Spokestart. I served the inevitable in life and death. Now I serve Blood Court and the advisor. But I hope that won't be a problem. After all, my loyalties do lie with Blood Court, and their loyalties right now are with you. So my loyalties are also with.
Trust me, I don't have any qualm with you, whoever you serve. As long as we can get along and fight side by side, I'm good. And as long as you don't try to stab me, that tends to hurt.
No, I don't stab.
He just grins and just looks over his shoulder again, still seeing the ghosts of the three, and then looks back, or goes, "You know, this will be very interesting.
I'm looking forward to it.
And with that,
Do you mind if they come in?"
Oh, absolutely.
He goes in and closes the door and just sits to see.
and with that, we will cut over to Quincy. Quincy, you are led a little bit further to the ship near the nearest the armory, and you are led to the open door where you meet your lieutenant. You see him. He's a moon elf, one that you very much so remember from the time of the moon, where you saw the thousands of vampire moon elves. You now see one standing before you, but this one seems not to be feral. This one seems to be well put together and refined. His long black hair kind of tucked up into a ponytail, and currently working a whetstone across his sword, trying to make sure that it's sharp. And he kind of looks up at you and says, "Greetings, General. I am Elder Lintrell. I apologize for my lack of preparedness."
No apologies necessary. Understand preparations take time. He extends his hand to shake it. Quincy H. Elias.
Elder reaches his hand out and shakes as well.
I must say you're a lot less intimidating in person than the stories are made to believe.
Well, I mean, you're a little less intimidating now that you're not as feral.
Yeah, I suppose. There are benefits to being a true vampire.
Yeah. And just so we're clear, I don't hold that against you, or any of you. So, I get it. You lost control, or control was taken from you. Now you have it back. Simple as that.
serpents willing, we won't have to deal with any of that again.
Oh, I certainly hope not. Geez, I've never really been in charge of a large group of people like this. Why don't you, show me the rest of the troops, I guess, would be the thing to do?
Sure, I can lead you to the barracks. You can meet the rest of the squads. Can be much of a problem. And he kind of walks you towards there. And with that, we will head over to Ifrin. Ifrin, you are led towards the fore of the ship, and you see a man in a black leather duster that looks like it's been stitched together, with a black leather hat that also looks like it's together, and a giant hatter's hat too. It's huge and overly sized. And there are just a bunch of crows all over him. And he kind of looks up at you and then looks back down.
I like your outfit.
Thank you.
Oh man, you're not much of a talker, are you?
My heart only sings for the birds.
I gotta learn how to talk to birds? Let's get to know each other a little bit here. We're gonna be working together, right? What can you do?
I suppose it's I might know what I'm capable of, so that we can better serve the bird. I am called the Crowmancer. I am the crows, and the crows are we.
It's gonna be super useful. I actually really like birds. Is he nice? I was trying to pet the bird.
Don't.
It's like a skeleton bird too, is it?
Don't pet us. As you see the Crowmancer change, turning into a giant murder of crows, and swarm around you, and then recoalesce on the other side of you. As the murder of crows is now back on the other side of you.
Can you teach me how to do that?
Don't touch the crows. The birds are not for you.
I'm gonna rummage around in my pocket, and if I have any little bits of bread, I'm just gonna be like, here.
I have seen your death, Ifrit Winston.
I've seen it a lot too.
Eyes. You will die by falling glass pane.
Say that again, but slowly, and I'm gonna pull out a book and write it down.
He turns into a murder of crows again and flies away.
Respectfully, I love him.
This place is just trying to kill me now.
Why,
I love the
Viv?
Crowmancer.
Why?
Your Honor, I'm slaying. Your Honor, Crowmancer is slaying.
Yes, and Quincy, you created Crowmancer, so
Yeah, I have
I
no
thought people were supposed to be
idea
working
but
with me here. I didn't even get to tell him my title. Darn.
And with that, we will head over to Callie K. So, Callie K, as you head over to go meet your lieutenant, you recognize her immediately, as she is currently sitting on a barrel.
Oh my god, Fallon? Hi!
Oh, hi. Good to see you again, Callie.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever. Oh my gosh.
I've been okay. For the most part, it's been really difficult. Finally got out from that alley, and I found a street. There's a garbage can that sits about 4 feet up off the ground and is mounted to the wall. And if you roll underneath it, you can get out of the rain.
That's so great for you. Hopefully we can find you something better, once things change around here.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for a boulevard after this.
Darling, we gotta get you into a house. What are you talking about? Definitely deserve a proper shelter. Come on.
No, because that denotes engaging with the capitalist structure that Spokesdot has, and
Not if we
I'm not about
overthrow it. Come on. You know me. You know what I'm about. We can do it.
So, as you see Fallon sits in there, you see that she's about 11 years old, from what the looks of it. She's blonde, has bangs that sit in front of her eyes, and she's got this really pale skin.
and she's got one eye that's completely glossed over, being able to tell that she's blind in that eye. You can also see the necrosis from her rotting skin kind of lingering on her neck. The only real sign that she is a zombie.
So, I'm really hopeful that we can take down these fuckers because I really don't like them.
The ones here or the ones we're going to fight? Or both?
I mean, both for being honest, but like Boss Rye for sure.
Yeah. Boss Rye for sure. Boss Rye is definitely the bigger one to take care of right now. But when we come back, we definitely should. You know what I'm saying, right? You got me. I got you.
Yeah, I'm open. You already know me. I'm a cleric. Serve the inevitable, and I got your heals. Even for the undead that are here, I can heal them too.
That's great. We're gonna need it.
And with that, we will head over to Aurora. Aurora walks downstairs and heads to the far corner. As she walks in, she sees a woman about 19 years old or so, in black, with smoky grayish black eyeliner and these long black nails, very pale skin, long black hair, in a black robe. It's currently flipping through a spell book, and she kind of looks up at Aurora. Oh, it's you! I'm so delighted to see you. It's good to meet you. I'm Aurora. Well, I've heard plenty about you. My name is Adalia, and I am excited to be working together. Oh, well, I'm excited to be working together too. I'm a wizard of the White Tower, and I'm a wizard of the Black Tower. Look at us. Just a couple of monochromatic individuals. Well, yeah, that's us. Well, let's go in my deck and we can meet everyone there. Oh, that sounds lovely. And I must say, the white with the tattoos really was worked for you. Thank you. I'm gonna go upstairs now. Wow. Bye. And she walks away. And as you all collectively come back up to the tops of the deck, what are you all doing as the ship's setting sail? And you see Chief Burger up the side and says, "Oh, I just need to know where we're sailing to. If you guys have a particular area that you want to make ports on, or if there's a particular route you want to take. I already had a preset up route of just skirting alongside the radiant void, but my ship is under your instructions."
GM, does Banjo get a lieutenant?
Banjo does. However, Banjo does not come back above deck for a certain amount of time. You notice that everyone else comes back up, but Banjo, for some reason, is still down below deck with his lieutenant when everyone else shows
Just
up.
making choices. Banjo's doing something. Banjo's up to something.
All right.
I don't like that Banjo's up to something.
What's going on with Banjo? Or are we gonna pause that for a minute?
I bet we're gonna find out at the end of this episode, and then we're all gonna be mad.
We will come back to Banjo at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it here first.
Yeah, we'll
I
come back
said
to Banjo.
We will get a little behind the scenes of what was happening with Banjo down below decks at the end of tonight's session.
I don't like any of that.
No, of course not. Why would we?
Yeah.
So, what are you all doing as you get above deck, besides Banjo?
I'm looking a little worried.
Yeah. Is my lieutenant wearing his correct armor?
Is your lieutenant's pubic bone out?
Yes, your lieutenant is now wearing stud leather armor instead of the plate.
Excellent. Well,
basically
that won't
talking
solve every
back and
problem, but it'll solve some of them. What was that, Trevor?
I have Fallon up on my shoulders if she's okay with that.
Yeah, she's okay with that. Oh,
Obviously.
wow,
Tig, I know it's been 4 years, but since you are, tall and have a gun, are you still gonna be leading us?
If y'all want,
For
yeah.
old time's sake.
You still.
I'm not convinced I did a great job the last time.
You have my
No.
vote of confidence, Tig.
Tig,
You
you did
also
amazing.
have my vote
Don't
of
knock
confidence.
yourself down. You did all you could, and that's the best you can do. Take it from somebody that has failed multiple times.
Yeah.
That
Just
sometimes
walks
you
up.
fail to experience new things.
You get a
Um,
floating thumbs up.
I walk up to Tig and put my hand on her shoulder and say, "You got this, friend. Keep us safe."
Yeah. Tig, you're big, you're tall. And you've got a gun. And
Still have a gun.
you will have much more confidence than you did before everything.
Sure. Sure. Tig's in her head, just going, God damn it, not again. Like, if y'all want me to lead y'all, then I will lead. Tig is gonna ask, can I still talk to Vanth in my head? I would assume so.
Yes, you can.
You got any input on a better direction than just following the Radiant Void down, honey?
More than willing to offer some advice, darling. I do believe it will be for the best if, you steer clear of the Cerulean Sea. Taking a route around the Radiant Void would take too much time. Your best bet would be to build the coastal line. As far as the continent itself, that I do not know. I don't know if clairvoyance as to what awaits you on the continent.
I'm sure Abaddon's not gonna fucking tell me shit, so, I feel like, she's now saying this aloud, not in her head to, Vanth. I feel like going down with the Radiant Void is as good a path as any, because we don't want to go through the Cerulean Sea, and any longer time we take sort of going further away from the Radiant Void to avoid all that nonsense is chances are going to take more time than is necessary or maybe even good, knowing that both Avandra and Spokestot are having to keep up concentration spells, so less time, the better.
Agreed.
Hey, Tig, I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. My name's Emily Sage. I wanted to say that I do have a lot of confidence in your abilities, and you should carry yourself with more pride. I mean, you did much better job than Novatori. At least you didn't lose that many, turns.
Yes.
Trover's gonna make a
thank
face
you.
and just kind of look away from everyone, just like, nope, not nope.
I think Tig looks uncomfortable at that comment. I don't think she's comfortable.
That was all in her head, right?
No, that was from Emily.
No, that was
It's
out loud from Emily.
Okay, Emily.
Yeah, yes, Sir Quincy.
Yeah. I would read a book maybe on how to talk to people, because that was... Never mind.
I'm sorry. I grew up speaking common. Is the dialect different now?
No, Sage. I'll explain later. It's
Hand her the book Quincy was talking about from my bag. Here you go. You can have my copy.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And your lieutenants all head out to below deck to get their squads ready, as Louise, the rest of you as the party appear above deck. What do y'all do?
Out of curiosity, two things. One, how big boat we on?
This is a man of war, so it's three whole masts, big, probably about 160 feet long, and about 80 feet high out of the water.
Okay. Secondary question. Does everybody get their own room? I like having space. And I don't
yes,
really.
each of you have your own rooms. However, your lieutenants do not.
That's fine.
Except for mine,
look,
because mine's the
Bert-
captain.
Bert seems great. I don't want to share a room with Bert. I'd like to have my own space.
Hey,
No,
guys.
no. In these types of ships, there is plenty of room. Trust me, you need it. If not, you're all gonna be sleeping in the lower decks, and that sucks.
Did any of your lieutenants say you guys were gonna die?
No. No.
Okay.
Just you.
Oh, Matt
That's-
said that
Not-
she had
not gonna lie,
heals for
would-
everybody.
Would it
Well,
be the
that's
first
great.
time that I've
Problem.
died?
Different.
Apparently not the second either.
I mean,
So-
me neither.
So, Banjo, you come back from below deck feeling very, very uncomfortable, but and off-put from your conversation with your lieutenant. And you see the rest of the crew up here.
Well, hello, Banjo. Everything all right?
One hot moment. IRL put my camera in a nice spot.
Oh, wonderful.
Keyboard.
It's so
Yeah.
lit.
So I met my lieutenant there.
How were they? Were they thoughts, opinions? Because some of the lieutenants seem great. Obviously not Ifrins, who told him how he's gonna die, and quite frankly, I'm not a biggest fan of Emily.
Yeah, some of the lieutenants are flying. Yeah. Banjo, your lieutenant?
Well,
Yeah.
mine seems like she can fly. I'm a little more concerned about the yours telling you were gonna die.
Banjo, don't avoid this. How was your time with your lieutenant?
Well, listen, this might be a little weird. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. So, y'all don't have kids, do you?
No, I don't.
Not that I know of.
Trover kind of looks
I
down.
mean-
It's been a very long
Tig, I need you to roll me
Not
a
at
wisdom
all.
saving throw, Tig.
Oh God.
That's a 6.
Your guttural instinct response is the opposite of what you said.
I know.
Well, y'all.
Not
mean,
anymore than
I have a
blanket.
daughter.
Well, yeah, Quincy. I
Oh,
know.
but by the
No.
way, how's she doing?
Angela's doing one.
I'm glad Angela.
Yeah, she.
I
Well,
caused her to giggle a few times when I saved him, but I'm glad she's doing
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy
I
about
left
that for
one
you.
of my dogs, Russell, back with her and Jolene, and she really loves riding horses now. Angela.
Banjo, you were saying about children?
You know what? Maybe we should leave it off on that wholesome note there.
No,
We
no, no.
don't-
Can I roll an insight check on Banjo?
I
I'm
also
gonna
want
do the
to
same
check.
thing.
I would love to do that.
I'm not gonna roll a perception, or
14.
deception.
13.
Yeah, DC 10 beats it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Banjo's
And-
clearly uncomfortable. He has some kind of sense of like, thinking beyond, the moment that he just had. He looks to y'all and says, so, weirdly enough, I had some good or bad or, good news that my partner, she is expecting.
Oh.
Congrats.
And we had been talking for a long time about potential names for our child. And, weirdly enough, it turns out that my lieutenant, as it were, happens to have one of the names that was swimming around in this old brain here.
Oh, I can imagine that'd be awkward.
It was very awkward. I don't think I heard a word she said edgewise, honestly. She seems like a very nice person, but all I can think about is my kiddo. I was very set on that name, and now I don't know what kind of associations it's gonna be now.
Oh boy.
You know what? I'm sure it just means that you'll do an excellent job at parenting.
Grover's gonna put a hand on Banjo.
Hmm?
Trust me, you're not gonna do bad.
And then he lets go and then just kind of meanders off and then waves to Ghost as he's...
Banjo?
Yeah. Who? What?
Banjo, you have nothing to be worried about. Alright?
Who's talking to me right now?
It's Aurora.
Okay.
You have nothing to be worried about. You are an incredible person who is wholesome, happy, and brings light and life everywhere that you go. And I'm for one certain that you will make an excellent father. And you should not be worried about anything. As a matter of fact, I honestly think that that shirt that Jolene had made for Quincy might need to go to you after your kid's born.
Oh. Yes, the world's best dad shirt.
Banjo is gonna perk up on his tiptoes a little bit. Maybe Aurora was leaning down to him. He's gonna put his hand on her shoulder and say, "Are you sure that's true?"
I'm positive. Matter of fact, I'm certain about it.
I wish I could trust, but you certainly seem like someone worth that amount of trust. And I look to Glisse and Trover, who's walking away, and I say, and I thank y'all for the support in this moment. A lot of thoughts racing around this head here.
Yeah. Well,
It's
Banjo,
understandable.
if I can say something. You remember
Certainly.
You remember when we vandalized the Statue of the Triumph? Back when I was a little kid?
It's one of my happiest.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my happiest memories.
Oh yeah. I dumped that bucket of red or that yellow paint right over his crotch, made him look like he peed himself.
Certainly.
It was hilarious. And you know, I remember.
Oh, the finest of humor.
I remember after that, I was going around Peyton, the people he was crushing like they were sad, and when I talked to basically the first adult ever about how I felt, how my dad traveled a bit for, the solicitor business and the exchanging of properties, so I'd been around Boss Rye, and everywhere I went, I saw so many people crushed underfoot by Marcus, by what he built, and my mom just told me to just, hold on to hope and, try to keep my head down, and I thought I was going crazy for a minute, and you, Banjo, were the first person, the first adult to ever look me, that little 6-7-year-old, in the eye and tell him that he was right. That there was something broken about the place we came from. But that we're gonna fix it together. And I still believe that, Banjo. This is what this trip is about. We're gonna fix our home. One step at a time. Once and for all.
Yeah, suppose it's the only time you'll ever hear a former crown princess say this, but, through the death of a king, huh, Callie?
You know, I'm always down to the
Oh.
death of a king. Let's go. Also, Rory, you didn't tell me that your friends were vandals. I love that for them.
I was like
love that
6
for
or
you.
7 back then. That was a long time ago.
Listen, a vandal is a vandal, and we can definitely do more shit to that statue. Come on.
Yeah.
We have to melt it down, right?
Yeah.
I never pictured you to be the one to vandalize Quincy.
I mean, I can see it.
Right circumstances and all that.
You could say it would not be the first time I've vandalized something as master. Hey, Ghost, come here.
Ghost walks over to Trover. What's up?
So you have no idea about that sword?
I know absolutely nothing. We tried to identify it, got redacted, you know, the good old information. The demon prince of knowledge themselves didn't even know anything, so you know, it's beautiful.
Sorry, I cut out.
I can tell you what it's made of a weird substance. Timothy was the one that gave it. But trust me, do not travel with the sword.
And he gets like the most serious face and his eyes goes wide and he's just looking at you.
Trust me, don't go with the sword.
And then he walks towards Aurora.
Wait.
I'm gonna... Yes.
What's on the other side?
He gives you another look and his eyes looks at,
It's not some...
and then you see like a look of fear in his eyes as he walks towards Aurora.
Note to self. Save that plan for later.
Ghost, when we're alone, I'll tell you some of the things I saw, and trust me, it'll haunt your dream.
I'll try and I believe you 100%. But being able to travel with the sword would put a whole new level to combat for me.
He stops and looks.
There is a price to pay, though. A definite...
Well, now that you say there's taxes, I don't think it's a good idea.
It's not worth it.
And he walks up to Aurora.
Question, Aurora.
Oh, yes?
Have you ever heard of a cap?
Oh, it came up in some of my readings.
That's apparently what I am.
Whoa! Whether it included any description just mentioned. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions and I can jot the notes down? And I might be able to fill you in on some of the stuff that I might know.
Sure, but there's an issue about...
Oh.
One I know, and the other one I kind of figured out, because I just realized I said my age wrong. I'm technically 305? 25? Because I was born 120 age of shards.
And he's saying this in the midst of the group of everyone.
Oh, well, I wasn't aware of that one. Did you know you can breathe underwater?
I found that out, early on, and then I found it out early on when we were,
and then he kind of trails off.
But never mind. I'll tell you some of the things that I do know about myself, and it's very interesting how fast we can swim, and the depths that we can go to.
Oh. So you're better suited for underwater. That makes sense.
Hence this,
and you can see his vest is open, and he's a lot more fit than he was.
I've been doing a lot of swimming.
Well, I'm happy for you. It's
when you
really
find
helpful
someone to bring light into your life.
She kind of looks over at Callie, who's kind of being, well, Callie, and she kind of smiles.
I'm happy for you.
Sorry to say I can't be too much help on the Kappa stuff. I might be able to find some more information in Bogsborough, should the time arise, and it's still there.
Can't technically go back there yet.
And with that, you guys are sailing for a while. Around the corner of the continent, you can see the radiant void. This desolate wasteland. Ruins of buildings. Green, sickly energy just emanating from
porous holes all across the continent. As you're sailing, you see another man of war in the distance.
I'm gonna pull out my book and in one of the pages that just says things I thought would happen, and I'm gonna put a little mark and close my book.
Can I look in the
you.
scope of Voice of Reason to try to look at this ship in the distance?
Sure. Make a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
And is this the same day, or have we been traveling for like...
You've been traveling for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
And in case anyone
just
was
wanted to-
wondering, I have since fixed the scope. 17.
In 4 years, you got around to fixing the scope. Good work.
Did it.
So you can't make out anyone on the deck, but you do manage to see the flag. And the flag is a dark black, like charcoal. And you see that on the flag itself, you see a skull and a set of what look to be tendrils coming out from underneath. That's kind of outstretched. So you see that there are 7 of them, 7 of the tendrils. You don't really recognize the flag.
Little Quincy, you see anything?
I see a black flag with a skull and 7 tendrils.
I cast Firebolt on one of the flags.
Okay, I like to point out that it's a quarter mile away.
Yeah, way out of Fireball.
You can't.
How many feet is that?
Too many feet for fireball,
More than
honey.
120.
But
I'll do it
Yes.
anyway. I got the
Over.
spirit.
Yeah, the firebolt sizzles out not even a quarter of the way there.
I look
But
Quincy
Trover,
and like,
you
I
hear
tried.
you hear Quincy's description of this flag, this black flag with a skull and 7 tendrils underneath the scroll. And it takes you a minute, but then you remember the captain and his sigil, the skull with 7 tendrils.
I stop and
As Banjo throws a firebolt across the sky.
don't do that. And Quincy, say that flag one more time, and he's like, you can see color slowly leaving.
Whoa.
Trover's face. Describe that flag one more time for me, please.
I'm mad.
Looks like it's a black flag with a skull that is above 7 tendrils.
Whatever you do, don't attack that ship or that flag.
Trover, what's the ship?
Whoops.
Nope. Banjo, it's alright. Trover, what's the ship?
It's not gonna hit. That belongs to the captain.
I'm sorry, can you maybe be a little bit more specific?
They are a pirate sea lord of Salt Point. But here's something more important for you. They belong to Theoside, an angel of Theoside. When someone dies at sea, they take them to land so they can meet the Wanderer. You do not want to piss off the captain, because if you do, the one person I heard that did, he dragged their soul across the bottom of the sea to get them to land before handing them to the Wanderer.
Is there water here?
Did you ask if there's water here on the
You're
ocean?
on the
On the boat?
You're on the boat.
I'm instituting a new rule.
Flip
That we're not.
just confused.
I'm instituting a new rule right here and now. That we're not gonna fucking attack any ships without hearing from Trover first about who the fuck it might be. Because I would prefer to not have another Banjo situation. It ended up being fine, supposedly. But
It's fine. I put both my hands behind my back. Nothing happened.
Don't
worry about it.
Let's not
When-
jump the
he's
gun.
Just got an itchy spelling.
When meeting the captain, he's very particular. I still have yet to figure them out. But the other thing is, he is hot.
Right? What rules are you talking about?
What kind
You
of
see a person who was not on the deck of the ship, now on the deck of the ship, standing right behind Trover.
Trover's
And
puts his
you can
fingers
see
in
him.
his eyes and
turns around.
He's got
Hello.
he's got this beautiful bronze skin and these yellow eyes with snake-like pupils. You can see that from from his elbows going down to the tips of his hands, you can see the faint sheen of scales. You can see sharp teeth set within his mouth. Black hair that's kind of resting down just below his eyebrow. And his open coat where you can see his bare chest underneath. And his cutlass at his side. Aye, so...
It's
And
been
I-
a while.
And Trover
Oh.
turns and looks at him.
How you doing? And the rules I'm talking about is for your ship. I still haven't
Captain
figured
Von
them out
Clyde.
yet.
Captain Von Clyde, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. Nowadays I go by Trover Wasling, but for those that know me as Von Clyde, you can still refer to me. How have you
Right.
been?
Oh, you know, busy, all these navies out here.
I would suspect.
Yeah.
How's the ship handling? Still as fast as it used to be.
Oh, yes, well, it's kind of hard for it to go out of date or out of shape if it's blessed by Theosophy, huh?
That and the number of storms that tend to follow you is also quite great.
So, to what do I be owing the pleasure of your company?
We are trying to skirt around to go around to the far side to do some shenaniganry, we'll say. And you know me and shenanigans.
Aye.
Tends to be hilarious.
And you all, you
that-
along for the shenanigan?
Well, let me introduce
I mean, I'm
everyone.
always down for chicanery. Let's go.
Let me introduce everyone. That over there is Ghost.
Chicanery?
That's Banjo.
Pleasure.
That's Tig. That's Gleesy. That's Aurora. The one with the cowboy hat, that's Quincy, and
Pleasure.
that's Ifrin. He saved us once, and it was very, very interesting shenanigan.
I do love shenanigans.
I'm sorry I firebolted your ship.
Is anybody else hungry?
There's snacks
Yeah, you can
at the
interrupt. That's
there's
fine.
snacks in the
Don't,
kitchen below deck, Ifrin. You could just go ask the cook for some. Like, geez, you don't have to.
I get awkward asking for food.
I think the thing I said should probably be.
Yeah, let's ignore that.
skirted past.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I did warn them not to piss you off because I told them about the gentleman you dragged across the sea for making you angry.
So, we don't have any quarrel with you and your crew. You let us pass?
Probably for the best.
Yeah, you let us pass?
I am
please.
not guarding this channel. You are free to pass as needed.
Alright. And that sounds pretty equitable. You just let us through, you go on your way, we go on ours.
Aye.
What brings you to our lovely ship?
I caught wind of Captain Von Clyde, and I wanted to see how my old friend was.
Well,
Other than that,
I'm starting to date again years, and it's strange.
Oh. Yeah, especially considering how the last one ended, huh?
Talk about that. That still slightly hurts, and he kind of rubs the scar on his chest.
I mean, it took you 3 months to figure out that she was a manatee.
Hey, she was very nice though.
You dated a manatee?
What's her name? Barbara?
She could shapeshift though, which was very interesting. I still never
Like
figured out how.
my
No,
kind of shapeshift,
she was-
or
She was a manatee the whole time. You just thought she was a mermaid because you were high.
I was also drinking a lot, and that weird blue powder you gave me was very wonderful though.
So, if you all would like, you all can head on. I am not guarding this channel, but something for you all to know about everything moving forward. The Basrai Navy, while their ships sink, their sailors don't die. Every time I go to retrieve them, their souls are gone from their bodies.
Us Rye soldiers?
Aye, the sailors, their souls gone from their bodies, and I've seen the bodies appear multiple times, like
Wait.
they're getting new bodies and then dying again at sea. But every time I try to get to them, their souls are gone, just empty husks.
That hasn't happened in a very long.
Aye, very strange. I spoke to the Wanderer about it, and apparently the foot soldiers are the same.
Ever you've heard about or experienced, I guess, this sort of phenomena happening
Once, and I look at the captain. I don't think that's a story I'm technically allowed to tell.
Aye, it's the war of entropy. Nasty business.
Yes, it was. Lost a lot of good.
So, I'll be letting you on your way unless anyone has any further questions of me.
Nope. I'm good.
Hopefully, we can figure out what's causing the souls to leave, because no one should be messing with your business.
How do you spell your name?
Aye, it's the captain.
Okay.
It's spelled the normal way, Ifrin.
I
thought
can
he
help
would
you
have,
out later on if you need help. I can
I
help.
thought he would have some weird cryptic name he would write down.
The captain has no other moniker besides the captain that I've known for as long as I've known him. And the first time I met him was when I first went to sea with Captain Gastian.
Aye, so that wouldn't be it. I'll be on my way.
I just want to
see him turn into a
Wow.
see him turn into a pile of seawater on the deck of the ship, spill off the side of the ship.
Okay, I was gonna, thank him for the
Always
warning, but
the exit.
guess if he wants to leave before
I
being
think
thanked.
I'm gonna put a hand on Quincy's back and say, I think he got the sentiment.
Okay.
Chronomancer, clean this up.
So just for reference, the captain always exits in weird ways and has never once, that I know of, accepted thanks.
I'm glad he was okay with
So
me.
he's a bit like the man of
attacking
bat?
him.
Now, I think what you've just done is given all of us a challenge. Thanking him at least once.
Well, I mean, you could thank him.
If anybody can do it, it's you, Glisse.
I would like to do research onto what kind of magic the enemy team might be using. I want to essentially I want to learn, see if I can figure out how they're doing the whole getting new bodies thing.
Well, Ifrin, myself and my lieutenant can assist you. Adalia is trained on the Black Tower, and, well, the three towers combined, we should be able to find out something.
Oh,
Okay.
and Aurora, forgive Emily. She's a little blunt.
It's alright.
I have a weird question. I did ask this of Jolene, and I still haven't heard it. Have you ever heard of anything of Alistair von Clyde before in books mentioning?
Well,
I
history was
have
never
my
really...
memories, but not much else.
History was never really my forte, but I do remember an entrance about a Captain von Clyde sinking many Naran ships during the War of Entropy.
Yeah, that was
Do I?
Wait, how old are you?
technically as of now 305. And that's where my second mutation comes in, Aurora. Apparently I have something called graceful aging.
Oh, well.
Hence
You
why I
don't
still
look
30.
305.
Yeah. Do I remember Jolene reading anything about that?
You know what? Make a history check at disadvantage since you're trying to remember through a second-hand resource.
Okay.
Is
12.
it possible that I would know anything about that either? From
Quincy? No.
Yeah, she
And
was reading a
Jake,
book.
you
and
can make a
then
history check.
was reading.
I can make a history check just straight.
Can I try too? I've been reading history books for the last 4 fucking years.
Yeah, go
Ain't
ahead.
nothing.
Go ahead, Banjo.
All right, let's try it. Let's go, Banjo. 19.
Yes, actually, you read a really rather moving ballad about a Captain von Clyde who, during the War of Valnura, supposedly led a fleet into the bays of Wolate Kesk and sank every single ship they came across.
All right. I
Oh,
relay
damn, you
that.
sucked.
I relay that to everybody else and kind of take a look at Trover, knowing
You-
that that's who we're talking about right now.
You see on his face like he clearly remembers this and is just not looking at anyone. Just his eyes are on the deck. Yeah, I won't go into that.
I don't.
Hey, listen,
Uh,
we all make mistakes, and what matters is that you're on the right side this time, right? You're gonna help us smash some Basrai soldiers.
Yes. So
I agree with Callie there.
I might be partial, but I also agree with Callie.
Yes.
Aurora,
You
you're so
are
biased.
partial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
So-
trust anything
so-
you say. You're too biased for.
Too biased
Yeah.
for Callie.
you remember when I told you all that time ago that Dindar said I caused nightmares? I know every single thing I've done, good and bad, and some of them was not. So hopefully I can do.
As the rest of y'all round the corner, heading towards the eastern side of Basrai, Captain Chiefburger comes up and looks at you all and says, "Oh, so, no, we haven't really talked about it, but it's a kind of imperative that we figure out where exactly we are going to be docking the ship. Feel like the Frosthelm docks is the place to dock the ship.
No.
So,
Decidedly not.
Do we have a map readily available?
Yes, there it is." And he produces a map of Chrysanthia, which you can see.
I hold it up for everybody to look at.
What do y'all think?
Well,
We should probably put the map down on the table and
Yes, it's easier
Yes.
to see on a table or a flat surface.
And you can put things on it. Like tiny
Markers, and you see Trover pulls out like a set of 9 wooden figurines that look like ships.
Don't ask.
Will do.
We just need some dice and we could get a board game going right now.
Different.
It's not the time. Maybe on the way home.
Yeah.
Trover
Is there something we can put this map on?
looks around for like anything, even a crate.
I mean, I'm sure there's a big
right.
table in the captain's quarters.
You see Bert bring over an entire huge barrel and sits it down.
Thank you, Bert.
Bert, you can
Thank
go
you, Bert.
help.
Thank you, Bert.
Thanks, Bert.
For sure.
Ifrin,
Bert
put
is
the
the
map,
man.
map on this, alright?
The man of few.
Gently, I go, flap it out. Make it look really pretty.
Trover puts a ship on the map where we are. He looks up, looks at the ocean, and puts it on the map.
This is where we roughly are. And there's Basrai. Where do we want to land? Because if we land anywhere near the docks, they're gonna notice us.
Yeah.
And the closest other place is the Blue Tower that I know of.
We could land at the Blue Tower. Is there like a coast somewhere hidden we can tuck ourselves into and just
So you
go
you
that
guys
way?
came to the you guys came to the eastern side of Basrai because the Cerulean Sea, which is that strait that's in between, is what's infested with navy. So you guys went all the way around to the other side.
Okay. So past Nara.
So we're coming down the lake. Yeah.
The eastern side. You're going in between Basrai and Nara right now.
Yeah.
What was the city that Demon was in?
He's in Frosthelm.
Frosttown. Okay.
Now, obviously, we can't dock there.
Unfortunately.
And then there's the glorious cities you could try to dock at.
There is one. I am not going back to the Slaver City.
No.
That was
No, that's on the other side. I don't think it would make sense to go around Frosthelm and up to there.
No.
Now, can I pitch something perhaps controversial.
What might that be?
All right.
Now, what would happen if we docked there?
Trover looks at Banjo and you see the most serious, frustrated look.
Don't go there.
All I'm saying
Then he
But
looks
we
back at the
could
ship.
liberate
Freed
the
them.
city.
If we freed them, we'd have a whole lot of people.
You see Trover's eyes look sad.
Most
I
people
lo-
there have given up.
I'm
But
for
like-
trying to help them, but we right now have the element of surprise, and no one is aware that we're coming. The minute we
It's a
make
good-
ourselves present,
They'll know we're coming for them.
Marcus Demon's going to withdraw into a shell, and we'll have a hard time cracking that open.
Yeah.
Then we disguise
Well-
our ship.
We could disguise our ship, which I don't know how effective that'll be.
What
we could
about
dock
those
in
banners that tried
Lasara.
to burn?
Put a banner of Boss Rye up, and when we dock, we claim that we pirateered the ship.
There's
agree,
an
say.
issue with that. Every Boss Right soldier has the exact same uniform, whether you acquire a ship or tactically take a ship. They are not in best terms with anyone.
Aurora kind of looks at everyone around her. She looks over at the Minotaur, the Shoal Gnome, the Halfling, the Theorem, the various Cauldron-born, and it's like, there's also the
fact that
secondary
they're so
problem
fucking racist.
that
Yeah.
a lot of us, and I'm not going to say who, but a lot of us wouldn't be allowed to join the Boss Rai army. So I think
And
that
they come
plan
in as
would...
prisoners of war.
I'm gonna make myself taller. I'm gonna cast disguise self. I'm fully in boss right armor, and I look at everybody and I say, "There's ways to convince them."
There's a but.
True.
Hold on. Hold on. Banjo, what's your armor class?
Oh, someone's fucking hitting me again because I made a dumbass decision.
Bert.
15.
It's Bert, yeah, it's Bert,
I guess
isn't it?
I'm no longer a Bert stan. All right.
I am. I'm now a Bert stan. Forget
I
what
am
I
a
said.
Bert
earlier.
stan.
You feel a huge meaty hand just swing right into you and says,
Bert,
get him! Bert, get him! And
God
smack
damn it!
Bert
Bert,
right off the deck
you
of
got
the
the
ship.
spirit. Fuck.
You go off the deck of the ship. Into the
Does
water.
anybody know if
I
he
go off
swims?
the deck of the ship?
I have a proposition.
Oh, dear.
It requires camping.
Hold
No,
on.
shush. We gotta get.
Hold on, I'll go
Clear.
get him.
Punch up the
Quincy,
fucking deck
Quincy
of the
jumps
ship.
into the water after.
Hold it,
Oh,
Quincy.
wait, yeah. You make more sense.
Trover's already off the ship.
We do
and-
not.
While they're getting.
So I have a rope tied to
Hold
me.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on. So, all right. First off, Quincy jumps off the deck of the ship, followed by Clover jumping off the deck of the ship.
I have a rope
I
tied
have
to me
a
to the ship
grappling hook
because
gun.
that.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I have a rope tied from me to the mast.
Great when it's waterlogged, Quincy.
Well, for starters, we're gonna need both of y'all to make Constitution saving throws. Banjo, you as well at disadvantage.
Oh, God
And
damn it,
Clover, you
Bert.
make one. You make one at advantage.
He's got
water
the
was
fucking
cold.
spirit.
11.
Okay.
Nine.
With advantage, that is a natural 20 for 22.
All right, so you're fine. You're great right now. What'd you get, Banjo?
9.
All right, so Banjo and Quincy, your bones start creaking as you are in shivering, icy cold water. You're talking literal icebergs floating in the water right now. As you feel your bones start to lock up and your arms not be able to move, your legs aren't kicking to move yourself through the water, and you start sinking. Both of you.
Berg, two
Right.
overboard.
He
I'd
got
like
the
to
spirit, but fuck,
PM.
he made a bad choice.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Theorems are firebirds. Let's go. Actually, firebird people. Would
We say
Jumping
dabs in that
in-
moment.
No, this cliche does not dab. Myself, however, dab on the firebird people. So I guess my question is then, because this water is icy, but I'm also like, constantly, we'll just say 120 degrees. If I jump in, like, I'm a hot bird. I'm
Yeah.
cooking.
It makes sense. That makes sense to you. Yeah. You could jump in and find out.
I'm not gonna recommend it. Trust me.
So, who's the closest person to Trover?
This is Trover's problem.
Might as
well.
probably
First up
me.
would be
I don't
Quincy.
know.
Banjo.
Oh,
Banjo
Quincy.
would be deeper.
So, he pulls a second rope that he also had tied to him and ties him to Quincy and tugs on it. Like, hey, retrieve this person, and then dives deeper for Banjo.
All right. Tig, you see the rope.
I'm hauling Quincy up then.
And
waterlogged idiot.
God damn it. I'll have y'all know it brings me no pleasure to wear this armor.
As you're diving deeper for Banjo, you kind of grab him and then are rotating to go start moving up. And out of the corner of your eye, you see something dark at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh no!
What the fuck?
Oh no!
Like dark, flashy smoke rising up from the ocean floor, with a
Oh,
spark
no.
of deep crimson red. You hear, as you're kind of turning to swim upwards, the chains are getting weak. You are running out of time. Only I can be your friend. As the smoke disappears and you just see the ocean floor again.
Rover does not think anything about it and grabs Banjo and yanks his rope 3 times, just hanging on to Banjo as much as he can, wrapping another rope around him, and the rope is just with a...
Oh, God, thank you.
Pig is hauling them
Yanks you back up.
I'm hauling everybody back up.
Banjo, Quincy, take 2 levels of exhaustion.
Gosh.
Dan, I would like to, I kind of just like, I guess, thinking off the top of my head, I'd like to pluck some feathers from myself, which I'm assuming are probably going to have some sort of bit of heat, innate fire magic, and just stuff them in their mouths. It's like, here, eat this.
Okay.
I love the tune of oil.
When's the last time you bathed? When's the last time you bathed?
Wild.
That's a really interesting question.
How often does Vera bathe?
I'd like to point out that
what a
Lisa is a follower of the Rot.
Yeah.
So how long has it been since you bathed?
I just imagine the word bathe with a question mark.
So what day of the month it is? It's
currently the 23rd after sailing, as long as you have
23rd of
wild
Sun's Edge. Okay, so it's currently the 23rd of Sun's Edge, and Glissé bathes at the middle of every month.
I respect that.
How many days are in Sun's Edge?
You left on the 14th of Sun's Edge.
Yeah, we left.
So
on the
it's been a
14th.
little over a week.
It's been a little over a week. So wait, how many days are in Sun's Edge?
31?
There are 31 days, and there are 33 days in each month.
33, sorry.
33.
Nobody listened to me. What do I
By
know?
2 is a little over 15. So probably 2 days after we left.
Okay.
All right. Banjo,
Which
Quincy,
I will
make
say
me a con
is
save.
going to
Make
be.
me a con save, please.
God damn it.
I love this so much. I love what's happened. I love that instinct that Glissé has.
I'd like to point out that if you are immune to diseases, you don't have to make the saving throw.
Banjo is not. Ty is gonna say, as someone with depression, I respect the lack of bathing, and I'm gonna make my con save right now.
I'm gonna
Now
roll
the
a-
time has
I'm
come to
gonna
make the
spend a
con
grit point to try to see if I can roll better. That's a soft 20.
God damn it.
All right.
What have I done?
No, I
You-
respect that impulse you had to shove your own stinky feathers in their mouths.
Yeah.
So Quincy,
The whole ass six.
With Quincy, as the feathers are stuffed in your mouth, something immediately catches on your tongue enough for you to realize that you need to spit these out. And that something
Goddamn.
is that while you can feel the texture of the feather itself, for some reason you caught something fuzzy on there as well. Like a soft, like moist fuzziness at the very base of it, and very cold in conjunction with the heat. And you
Yes, I
immediately spit it back out.
Spit it out.
Banjo.
I'm a fucking sloth.
Can I say
Banjo,
right now?
in Glise's hurry to help you, to elevate your core body temperature, Glise may have shoved a little bit too hard. And it is now in your stomach.
All right, you know
Just
what?
like reaching all the way in there.
Yeah, you just
and
like shove.
one smooth movement.
Like
That
this
does
deep
not
or
look
what?
Great. And Trover's not shivering at all, just wipes off the water.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
not
about
the
3 feet
brightest
tall. Your
idea
arm
to
is
go
probably
into
like
that
2
water.
feet. It's fine. I don't even care
fine.
anymore.
Everything's
it's fine. You
fine.
tried.
So that's gonna be 3 poison damage.
It's fine. Thank you, Elise.
Are you warm?
You tried. I'm not better. I'm not better in any way. You
I would
made
like to
it
point out
work.
I would like to point out you do regain a level of exhaustion from the temperature.
You actually did make it better. I feel better. What happened? I don't know if it was worth it, but I thank you for
Quincy
your
will
attempt.
place a shivering hand on Banjo and cast Breath of Life. So Banjo can spend one of his hit die and regain that many hit points.
I'm gonna do that.
So
Thank
I need
you,
you. I have a
tried.
very important. I have a very important question
You
for you,
tried.
Banjo.
We all did the best of what we could.
Banjo, I have a very important
Yeah, what's
question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to maintain concentration on disguise self?
No.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Do you? Okay, I need you to.
Wait, do it. Oh no, disguise self isn't a concentration spell.
You have the foresight to drop.
God damn it! This
spell.
motherfucker! Hold
Bert,
up!
no,
Hold up!
Bert, stand down.
I'm gonna unstand Bert.
You see him.
He's about to punch me up.
I am fully Bert, no.
You see him. You see him stand up straight and just put a hand up.
But Bert,
Thank
that's
you.
a disguise. That's magic. Do you know what magic is?
You see Bert shuffle through his coin purse, and then pulls out what looks to be a mop head, and sticks it to his lip. We got disguise.
Exactly like that, Bert.
Exactly like that.
Oh, you see Trover pull like this fake mustache out of his pocket.
Here, this might do better.
You go to stick this full mustache on him, and because of the sheer size of his face, it just sits right underneath the nose.
We're gonna switch back to the mop. Thank you,
Yeah,
Trover. That was
apparently-
that was a
also-
nice thought, but
That's more my size, and Trover just takes
Uh,
it back, trying not
Tig
We should
is-
also get back to planning.
yeah, Tig's gonna take off her coat and give it to Quincy so Quincy doesn't freeze to death.
I'm gonna hold
So,
on. I'm gonna go to my room
I think
and
we
change out of these wet clothes.
Yeah, y'all go change out the wet clothes.
I'm fine for now. Let's get
Not-
back to plan.
yeah.
He goes right back to the map.
So here's where we are. Where are we gonna go?
I don't think we should, because of obviously Bert and the fact that only 2 of us, 3 of us are human. I don't think
Well, I mean-
disguising ourselves. I get that you, Ghost, can also be a human, but that's
Well,
still
we can
leaves
also
half,
we can also make that work to our advantage if we
half of
disguise
us
us.
in a whole army is the problem.
Banjo shivering, just like, hey, listen. If Bert's gonna punch us for disguising ourselves, I think we gotta come up with another plan.
Yeah, like
Well-
it's not even if we could disguise all of us or do like Glise initially suggested, where we claim prisoners of war for the rest of us. We have a whole ass sort of armada in the below decks, and that's not really
Yeah.
gonna fly, I don't think, unfortunately. So we could
What is the nearest smallest city?
nearest smallest. I would defer to Quincy or Banjo, but they are both frozen. Lisara is north. That's a like proper city that isn't filled. Is there like a small fishing village or something of the like, I guess, in between Lisara and?
Yeah, you know what? Make me a survival check at advantage.
Yes. Well, remember from my session 0 that I am great at survival.
Yes.
Here's the
Said
question,
with full
Rayan.
sarcasm. Hey, but that was an 18. That was better.
Actually, you remember something in this very, very weird memory. As you remember, you and your pop headed off to this small fishing village just east of Liegmeyer. Only about 60 people lived there, but they had a small dock and they had some fishing stuff that they did there. And you remember because you always made the trip with the Gorbarozis when they would get their fish for the smoker.
Yeah. Love the Gorbarozis.
And you remember because it was always interesting because a lot of your family, a lot of people that live in Liegmeyer, they are either Minotaur or some of them are dwarves, and it's smaller, and you didn't really get a chance to meet many people on the outside when you were young. But when you went to a small fishing village, you noticed that most of them were very, very weirdly odd looking. You are now being able to recollect the memory, see them as cauldron born. But growing up, they were always just kind of spooky, scary. You didn't really understand. And you remember this small fishing village because it was so small and not too far from Liegmeyer, and the fact that it was out of the way.
There. Do I know the name of this village?
Yes. It was literally called Angler.
There is further north of Lisara, a real small fishing village called Angler. They've got a dock. I would expect them to be receptive to us because the last time I was there, it was entirely populated by cauldron-born.
All right.
So assuming that it didn't also get raised, that might be a good spot to dock.
I don't see why not.
Seems like a good place as we're gonna get.
It's a little bit further a trek than if we went to Lisara, but there's a much better chance that we wouldn't be found.
Sound?
Can I roll a history check to see if that name clicks in my head?
Yeah,
can I do the same?
Go for it.
I have no idea. I'm just like
3.
no.
Yeah, as far as the two of you, where a town like this doesn't exist.
Could I do a history check as well?
Sure, go for it.
I'm trying to, considering the 4 years. And...
Pally K, you can make the history check too if you'd like.
Can I try to?
Yeah, go for it.
Considering the 4 years, I'm just wondering if perhaps
Badger got
I would like to
3.
say that
Something
before I
happened.
roll, I am not a lore bard. Sorry.
Fine, I am, and I don't know shit.
Yeah, that's a hot 12.
Nope.
I had 11, so...
Nope.
Yep.
As far as you guys are aware, this village does not exist.
Are you sure there's a village there? I've never heard of it.
It's really small. It's possible you wouldn't have had in your pirate days have had any reason to go there because what are you going to loot and pillage from a small collection of cauldron-born?
Right, and if it's a cauldron-born village, they don't really advertise where they are all that often.
Especially considering we're just sort of north of Boss Rye, even before Boss Rye was creeping. It's not great to let them know, but it was there last time I was there was probably 50, so I can't guarantee that it's there now, but it yeah.
Seems like it's a good place any to stop.
Knowing how stubborn both
Yeah.
Calder and Born are, it's probably still there.
Probably.
Quincy, I thought you were going to change clothes.
Did.
You still cold?
Here, drink this, and he holds up the gourd.
Just trust me.
I don't drink.
Just one sip.
Sure. Here,
It's
okay,
tea.
no, it's okay, Trova. I can help. And he can see Aurora kind of pulls out a little bit of cloth from her bag, and you see her kind of coat her entire hand in fire, and then grab the piece of cloth and just kind of hold it out in front of Quincy. Her hand's on fire with the cloth on fire.
Thank you.
Aurora, what's this supposed to accomplish?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Alright.
Quincy will just huddle
Okay.
up around the little fire, trying to rub his chest to
this
get
my
it,
gourd
warmer.
is tea and blackstrap, so...
So me and Quincy still... Oh, shit. My fucking god.
Sorry, what's blackstrap?
It's alcohol. Have you ever had any?
I haven't had anything called blackstrap. Mind sharing?
Sure, but small sips. Trust me. Those that haven't had it before... trust me, small sips.
And he hands over the gourd.
Allie, you drank with me. That shit knocked me on my ass for like a week after I drank it for the first time.
You tried some. Did you drink how I told you to? Or did you try the other way?
And you're also kind of a lightweight, babe. Sorry.
Wow, fully dragging your girlfriend.
I mean, ouch.
I mean, I used to party with much more extreme people, I suppose you could say. I would love to try that trophy, please, and thank you.
Here, he hands the gourd over, and what's Trovy?
Oh, sorry. I can call you Trover if
No,
you
I'm
want.
Trovy's fine. It's just
It's easier to say for me.
okay.
Trovy, Rory, and Big Q over there. Foxy, hi. Anyway, I'm gonna just like fully tilt this back and take probably 3 shots worth before handing it back to Trover.
Let's make a Constitution saving throw. Who will?
Why am I Big Q? I'm not the tallest person here.
That's a 10.
Oh no, that's strong stuff.
You hardcore just knock it back and then try to catch your balance for about a few seconds and then realize it's all fruitless and you just fall right over.
Take my gourd back and put the cork on.
Madison used to party with. Oh my god.
You see Aurora wave her hand and cast a spell as a small disc appears underneath Callie and lifts her up and starts carrying her down below deck. All right.
I love it when you do this. Love you, babe.
Wow, looks like someone talked a big game but couldn't deliver. Please don't walk away, Aurora. I still need that fire.
Oh, sorry. Here, please say you wouldn't mind holding it, would you?
No, not at all. I'll just hold it.
Thank you.
She hands you the flaming napkin.
Yeah, no, I'm completely immune to fire, so yes. At least I think I. Wait,
You're
hold
at
on.
least resistant. I mean, it's not a big fire.
You're immune enough.
resistant.
Like, it's only dealing 1 fire
Hold
damage,
on.
and then it gets cut in half to 0, so nothing.
Well, you don't. Oh. Yeah, that's a resistance, not an immunity. Well, I'll be okay.
It's kind of like grabbing a bowl out of the microwave if it's been in there too long.
Oh, that's that's fine. It's just like, yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I can make it more warm.
Best
You
to do
all,
that slowly, or else you might send my system into shock.
Okay, I'll just start like slowly, just singular down feather, and then like put it in, and then like a boost of maybe. 2 degrees.
Speaking of shock, we gotta figure out where to park the boat still.
I think Angler's our best bet. If I'm being honest with you, like we could go to Lasara, but it's gonna.
If you say it's boutique, we'll definitely go there.
And it's further north of Lasara, so if I'm wrong and it's not there, then we just, I guess, continue on.
Yeah.
Park at Lasara.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a plan. And we'll tell Berg to follow the Minotaur's orders for now.
Maybe ever worry about sea monsters?
I wasn't until right now, Ifrin, thanks.
Is this the part where you say something shows up?
There's not the worst thing you're gonna meet on the sea.
This is my first time on a boat like this. I don't know. This is the biggest boat.
Has to be fine.
I trust Berg.
Yeah.
So, as you all are sailing along, you're about 3 hours out of Angler, or at least where you remember Angler to be, Tig. As you can see, the crew is working on trying to do some maintenance on the ship. Everyone's kind of moving around their own way. And you see that they're working on the captain's quarters. Ifrin, you're kind of outside, just outside the captain's quarters. And
Do I see anything going?
No, but you're just kind of looking around. You do see 2 of the crew kind of walking a piece of glass through the doorway, trying to replace the broken glass at the back of the ship. You see them kind of having a hard time holding on to it as they walk right past you. Kind of right up next to you at this point.
Why? Get away from me. I don't know what I'm gonna do to avoid this, but I'm gonna make sure I take the dodge action.
All right. You see both of them are kind of struggling to hold on to this window pane as it's getting kind of slippery in their hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna duck out of the way. I'm gonna get out. I'm not getting crushed by anybody's glass.
Don't help. Get out of the way. Don't help these people. Leave.
As soon as you kind of roll out of the way, the window pane drops and you see it hit the ground. And it hits the ground with a solid thud. It doesn't shatter at all. You can see this window pane is extremely heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like not that strong. I'm a little strong, but not that strong.
As they kind of pick it back up and sorry, and then kind of move back in there to keep going on it.
That's one durable window. Let me. I got all flustered. I'm gonna go. No, that thing's probably too heavy for my graviturgy. I was gonna make it way less.
As you all are kind of going about your business, everyone's on deck. You specifically, Tig. You can see the small fishing village of Angler. It's about 10 buildings in total, and the small docks that definitely cannot handle the entirety of this man of war. You're gonna have to send a rowboat to the dock. But it does not look like the village has been burned, sacked, and you see no boss rise soldiers. As a matter of fact, this place doesn't even look like the wars touched it. Kind of nestled up in the hills, away from everything. Impossible to really see. And if you weren't actively looking for it in this small cove, you never would even saw it. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Dave, can I get what the disembodied voice said in the chat so that way I can copy it down? Because I'm like, I don't remember.
I will get that to you. I will get that to you in a minute. Everyone, say goodbye to our
Good night, Twitch fans.
Bye, Twitch
I would
fans.
wave.
Love you. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
We
flavor
will
rights.
see you for the Novatori on Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
8 p.m.
The
Central, baby.
fans.
Be there, be square.
Good night.
You don't want to be square.
Good
Be
night.
there.
Bye.
Exactly.
Make sure we're down. All right, everyone, you should be able to head over to RFE.
All right.